Back to tutorial race, and in this video I'm going to display you the edit section of this CRUD operation. We have already covered how to add the record, how to delete the record. So in this section I'm going to display you that how you can edit the record from Angular, and this will reflect into MySQL. So let's start. First of all, I'm going to create a component called edit. So ngc edit. The component is created, so it must be somewhere here. Okay, so this is the HTML section, and this one is the TS file. So in HTML section, the form will be sent as the add form. So now let's Control A and then copy. After that, let's click on this HTML part and then select all and then click on paste. So, and also you need to copy from here this form component, this one, add form. So better, let's start copying from here. And then click on this and just replace this one. Apart from that, we have to also copy this section, this one. So it's better if you completely copy from here to here. Okay, and also we will copy this one, this constructor section. Right. Now let's check, and apart from that we have to also uh, work on the list section, view section I mean, this one. Then click on view component HTML, and here will be, so similarly like this button, we will create another button and paste here. This time the name will be edit. This one will be delete. So after clicking this one, the edit button, let's add a code into view components here. We will add a code like edit, then let's copy this one, and then here it will be like so. This dot id, we are declaring here one variable. Okay, id is equals to students dot Okay, and then this router must be somewhere here. To constructor, inside constructor, we need to call this router also. There is no router in this, so we need to add this router also, this one, and then call it here in constructor private router, then this one. So now this error is gone now. Then it will be added, sorry, added, and then so we have added here this dot id, then edit dot php, edit here will be, then so that it will redirect. Now let's go to our app module.ts, and here we need to add one more path, so it will be edit slash id, and here the component line will be edit component. Now let's go to here and try to click on this add button. Let's see what happens. Okay, so now it's going to this edit page, as you can see. Now we need to change this label actually, so let's go to this edit dot html actually, dot html here, edit student, and here the button name will be of course be student, that's fine, and here edit student, and on edit, this function we will create inside edit.ts file, or simply we can call it update. So let's add a function here, say update, and then currently we are not writing here something, or simply you could write console.log, then update. Later we will add more code here. So edit student. Now let's get back to list once again. View student. So click on this, then checking its ID, you can see the different IDs coming here. For example, if I click on this, then the ID is seen here. Similarly, if I click on this, then of course the ID is different. Now, so based on this ID, the data should fill here. For example, if one second here, I'm going to open PHP MyAdmin. Okay, so this one, if I click on this pipe, then all this DJ record should display field inside this one. Okay, so that means we have to catch this ID here in edit from.ts file. In that case, we can display the data. So inside here, let's write a code called to fetch the ID. We have to use to fetch the ID. We have to call here. So router we have already called, so params and activated route. So let's delete it here from here. And now just put comma and then this one. Now inside this ng or int, we'll write a code for fetching the ID. There is a code called constant route params, but this one we have to call here. Activated routes as well as routes here. Params. We have to call here these routes. Okay. All right. So this one actually we are calling here, and then here activated routes. Now let's console it and check if the ID is coming or not. Console.log, console.log, and then this params. So let's see what does it show. Okay, in the console you can see the ID is displaying here 5. Now if I click on this one, and if you click this ID, this time the ID is displaying here 7. So we need to now fetch this ID here. So we will write, if you write here params dot ID, in that case is to display the ID. Yeah, it's 7, it's displaying 7 here. Now if I click on this one, then it's displaying 7 once again because the ID is same. If I click on this one, then it's displaying 5. So that means it's displaying the ID perfectly. Now, based on the ID, we will fetch the data from PHP and display into field this one. Here we need to write code. This dot student service and then get student by ID. So we will create this function into our service file. Now we are passing this as a parameter, this ID, the URL ID. And based on that, it will fetch the data from the table student. Now we need to close here this one. That's curly braces. Okay, so here we have closed these curly braces. That means this one and then this one. Now let's console.log here and check console.log and then this data. Let's comment this one for the time. Now we have to create this function inside going into the service. So let's go to this student service and create this function here. Then we just created this function, and now here once again ID and then number. We are passing the student ID here, which we have pasted from parameter. That means in this one. So this function actually is not defined so far. So we need to get students by ID, this one. So now let's create here this function, student service, this one. Now here we have to write this code like this. We have to pass ID, and based on that ID, it will return. So of course it will not delete, it will be get students like this.
So return this to HTTP, then get students, and this ID will be passed. So here we will change the name to get student by ID. Get student by ID .php, and ID will be passed here. Now we have to create this PHP file inside our gem folder where we have put our PHP file. So now let's go to there. Gem, and our file is this one, Angular7 PHP CRUD. We need to create a file called get student by ID, or simply we can get by ID rather than writing this long name. By ID. So we need to also change the name here also, get by ID. Now let's create a file called get by ID into zip folder. So this is the file that I've created. Now let's open it. So this is the code in get by ID. We are fetching the ID from here and storing here. So if there is something wrong, then rather than let's just delete this. It's not necessary. So select start from students where SID equals to this ID, and based on that it will select, and then after fetching it will return the JSON code. Now let's check here in console.log. So let's see if the path is correct or not. Click on console and then open object not found. That means there is something wrong. Angular7 PHP CRUD, the file name is wrong, so we need to change here file name as well. So let's go to our service file. Where is that? Student service, and close here. So it's get by ID. Get by ID. Okay, because this is our actual file name in PHP. This one, get by ID. Now let's try again by clicking it, refreshing the file, the page, this one. Yeah, the data is coming here. Ooh. So you can see here the JSON format data it is returning from here. Now this data we will display inside this one. So now we need to write some code into edit.php. Here we have to write here patch code. But before that we have to write here add from.patch value, this one, the data. So what will happen, this patch value will automatically detect into the HTML file here, and all the fields will come filled with. So let's try if it works or not to check. Yeah, it's working fine. You can see here. So you don't have to do anything in your this HTML file. It automatically will detect here if you just write here patch value here, this path, students, edit students here. Only code you need to write is add from, that means this one. So it will be better if I write somewhere here. here. So now if I click on this one, now let's go to view and then uh, click on this edit Mohan. So you can see it is displaying here Mohan then same. Will student once again? If I click on here Kiran, then it's displaying here Kiran Kumar and this email ID. So you can see so far we have displayed this fetching from data to here. Now for the last part is remaining, and that is when we click on this edit student, then the data should be edited. For that we need to write a function. So I will show you that in the next video. Stay connected. Thanks for watching.